anybody believes in the Bible, right? I got that news for y'all, buddy boys and girls. I got that
Anybody
news.
believes in the Bible, what?
I got that news, right? Now, disclaimer though, right? Because I gotta be fair. If anybody does not believe in the Bible, all right, you may disregard everything I'm finna say, right? Because I understand that it holds no weight.
You coming in broken up, bro.
Your own
When you make your point,
right?
listen to what I'm telling you.
You said what?
Listen to what I'm telling you. Okay? When you get to your point, what happens is, for some reason, it breaks up. So I'm not hearing clearly what you're saying. So
all right, my apologies. Yep. Okay. So now, if anybody doesn't believe in the Bible, right, you could throw what I'm saying in the garbage. Hey, I'm gonna go to San Martin.
Right. So anybody who doesn't believe, let's get to your point. What's your point? You're
right. Well, I gotta throw a disclaimer, sir. Sir, you gotta calm down just a little bit. I'm throwing a disclaimer out. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for years.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So right. So, because I don't want to try to push this upon anybody, right? It's forcefully.
It's okay. What you are.
Right. Okay. So now that disclaimer's out the way, right? Let's get down to business. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verses 7 through 8, which states that it is a great sin to eat the flesh of the swine. Okay, swine is pig or pork. For those of you who do not know, they are forbidden to eat this animal according to the God of the Bible, right? Meaning, right? It's a sin to eat breakfast bacon and sausage, right? There's millions and millions of people who believe in the Bible who ain't never heard this ever in their life, right? That's the whole purpose and point of me bringing this out right here and right now, so that you guys can have.
That's Old Testament. What about New Testament?
Right, it says the same thing in the New Testament. If you want, I can read it.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So you're wrong.
Okay, I'll read it for you then.
Right, then talk to me about it.
Right, I'll read it for you.
Say about it in the New Testament.
I'll read it for you, right? I'll read it for you. Just give me a sec, right? I'm a biblical scholar, by the way, right?
Just read it for me.
Okay. Hold on, sir. Calm down, sir. What's wrong with you, man? Calm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to present something to the people, and you something wrong with you, bro.
I'm asking about the new.
Calm down, bro. If you don't calm down, sir, if you don't calm down, no disrespect, I'm gonna have to mute you because your spirit ain't right, bro. You tripping, right? So if you calm down, have some courtesy, right? I'm trying to just send a message to the people, right? So just calm down.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Just calm down for a second. Wait, let me just finish what I'm saying.
So I can't ask. Calm down.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one more shot, fam. One more shot, and I'm gonna have to mute you so I can continue. Right? No disrespect. I'm not trying to disrespect you or nothing, but you tripping, bro. And I'm telling you that, and you don't care.
I'll be quiet. Go ahead. I'll be quiet.
Okay. Okay. So like I was saying, so it's a sin to eat breakfast bacon and sausage, right? It's a sin to eat chitlins, pickled pig's feet, pork rinds, right? It's a sin to eat pork chops themselves, right? It's also a sin to eat all them honey ham sandwiches that everybody loves so much, right? That they serve at all them little deli shops like Quiznos and so forth. It's also a sin to eat all them pepperonis on them pepperoni pizzas that everybody loves so much, right? These are all an abomination according to the God of the Bible, right? And my ending statement, yes, hear him outside. My ending statement, right, is to all those of you who do believe in the Bible, right? If you continue to eat the flesh of the pig, okay, in any shape, form, or fashion, all right, you will not make it into the kingdom of heaven. Thus saith the Lord. And if anybody wants to fact check what I'm saying, right, that is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verses 7 through 8 in the Old Testament. And that is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verses 17 through 19 in the New Testament, to read that thing for yourselves.
Okay, so what verse in Matthew?
I'll read it for you, okay? So here's the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 5, and verses 17. I'm going to read down to verse 19, right? And these are red letters, right? So words of Christ, okay? So we know he's never wrong about anything, right? Matthew 5:17 says, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law." Okay? Before I continue, I'm going to repeat it again. It says, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill."
Hold on, I didn't hear that. There's a lot of fire. Hold on for a second. There's a lot of fire.
Okay, so it says, so he said it twice. He said he didn't come to destroy the law twice, right? Verse 18, it says, "For verily I say unto you, so heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, shall all be fulfilled." Okay? Last verse, okay? Verse 19, it says, "Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments," okay? Eating pork is one of the least commandments, right? That's what Christ said. He said, "Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so," if you go around teaching people that it's okay to do that now, eat pork now, right? He says, "He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven." Okay? That means you're
Okay.
not going to make that in, right? He says, but whosoever shall
I
do
heard
and
that- I
teach
heard- I
them,
heard-
it says the same
I
shall
heard
be
there's
called
different
great
stages of heaven.
in the
Have you
kingdom
heard
of
that?
heaven.
Have you heard that?
Did you hear what Christ said?
Yeah, I heard what Christ said, but I'm asking you.
Okay, what he said, did I hear it? Hold on, this sandstorm is killing it. Hold on. Okay, what'd you say?
Okay, so what did the book of Matthew? What did Matthew say? What did Matthew say? He's not here to change the law, but what?
Well, that was Christ. He said he did not come to destroy the law, but to fulfill.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Do you have a point or something
Yeah,
that you're
but,
making?
yeah, I mean, there's something in the Bible. I have to look it up real quick, but it talks about that Old Testament and New Testament. So, it is what it is. But I tell you what, I think the Lord I'm telling you this: if I'm going out trying to get revenge on people and going out, doing wrong, I think it's what I eat is what I eat. Okay, but the thing is, I know He's going to test my heart. If my heart's good. Come on.
Okay, let me read you what God said He's going to do to people at the return of Christ if He catches them eating pork, right? And you didn't answer it. I said, do you agree with Christ? Christ said it's still a sin to eat pork. You agree with that?
I agree. I agree this. I agree with the spirit of the universe.
Sir, I didn't ask you that. Hold on. So I asked you, do you agree with Christ? Christ said it's still a sin to eat pork in the New Testament. Do you agree with Christ or do you disagree with Christ?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you something. With everything that Christ says that we need to do.
Sir, hold on. I'm asking you a very simple question, right? I just want to know, do you agree or do you disagree?
You're not asking me a simple question.
Okay. Do you?
Everybody,
someone's in my building.
That's it. Okay. I see him. He's outside the building. I see him. He's coming. He's downstairs.
Damn, that was fast, bro. He slaughtered me. Okay, he slaughtered me. He shot me one time. Oh, I probably didn't have a vest on. Yeah, you're not finna kill that dude. Yeah, you're not killing that dude. It seems like he's running. Seems like he's running.
I could have had him. Hey, you know what?
All right, I press spectate just because you didn't answer it, right? Before we go, I just press spectate so I can see you can finish. So,
Okay.
Do you agree with Christ? He said it's still a sin to eat. Like I'm asking you like 20 times.
All right, so this is what. Okay.
No, hold on. Just tell me. Do you agree? No. Don't tell me
listen
something else. Don't tell me something else because I keep asking the same question. Just let me know. Do you agree with Christ when He said it's a sin?
My hands tied behind my back.
There's no hands tied behind you. I'm just asking you, do you agree with Christ or do you not agree with Christ, right? And a lot of people, they don't answer questions because they feel like they're pent up or something like that, bro. It's just a simple question, right? It's just like, do you agree with Christ? He said you can't eat pork in the New Testament.
Are you there?
Do you agree with Him or do you not agree with Him? That's all. That's it. Then you can elaborate if you want.
Okay, yeah, I agree with Christ. Now let me elaborate.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Let me elaborate if I want.
Go ahead.
Do that, please. All right. I know this. I know that the Bible has been written, and it's been written in different hands. I know there's things that should have been in the Bible that's not in the Bible. I know that the book of Ethiopia's Bible has all the chapters that were left out of our Bible. So, you know what? You have to take a lot of that under consideration because a lot of those scriptures and things are kept out for people to keep power and control. So once you know that, then you know that. So go ahead.
Okay, so now what does that have to do with it? Because you still believe in Christ and what He said. So what does that have to do with it?
It has a lot to do with it because some of it was misconstrued, some of it was misinterpreted.
But you say you believe it. You say you believe it. So what's the point of saying that?
I do believe it, but I believe in the Spirit. I believe in the Spirit. You know what's good. You know what's bad. You know your relationship between the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but what does that have to do with anything? If you say you believe in Christ, Christ says it's a sin to eat pork.
It has a lot to do with it.
How can you? How are you trying to say something contrary to what you're agreeing with?
No, I'm just saying something contrary to your belief.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm reading you what Christ said. What are you talking about? My beliefs. I'm reading you what Christ said out the Bible.
Well,
and you said you believe it, so it's really your beliefs.
It's not my beliefs. This is what I know.
Okay. So let's start over. Because you're contradicting yourself. Let's start over. Okay.
Right,
Do you believe what Christ said when He said it's a sin to eat pork? Yes or no?
Well, I believe that in the Old Testament, yeah, but I know there was
No. In the New
it.
Testament, Christ still is sin to eat pork. In the New Testament, do you agree with it? Yes or no?
Where do you see that?
I just read it thoroughly.
That you said that he's not here to change the law.
No, he did not see. Right. So if he's not here to change the law, does that mean it's still a sin to eat pork?
I guess it depends on what you believe.
Oh man, I'm asking you what you. Bruh, we're reading what Christ said.
I don't.
You pent up. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem. You know it's a sin to eat pork. Here's the dilemma you're facing, right? Here's the dilemma you're facing. You know it's a sin to eat pork in the New Testament. You didn't know that Christ said you still can't eat pork. No, you did. You did know it was in the Old Testament because you said that, right? So you knew it was in the Old Testament, right?
I know what I said.
Right, I'm a formal debater, so I know what you said. So I pay very close attention to what people say to respond properly.
All right,
Okay.
but I'm also.
So what I'm saying is, your dilemma is you knew it was a sin to eat pork in the Old Testament, but you didn't know that Christ said it's the same thing in the New Testament. That's your dilemma. And so now when you read it, you don't know what to do.
Okay.
You don't know what to do, and since you don't know what to do, you have to contradict yourself and double talk.
No, let me ask you a question.
You said what?
What about an eye for an eye? Let me ask you a question. What about an eye for an eye?
What about it?
Okay. So,
Damn, it's so loud, bro. Hold on, bro. I already know what you're talking about. Leviticus 24, bro. I know what you're talking about. I know what do you? Hold on. Wait for this to. Hold on. Wait for him to stop. Cause I can't hear, man. It's hella loud. Hold on. Give me a sec. I'm trying to listen, but I just keep.
it's all good. You gotta explain yourself. I know.
Wait for these dudes to get out the car, man.
So an eye for an eye, too. All right. So since
Okay, they crashed. Oh, I can't hear anything you're saying.
Okay.
Okay, wait, they're out. Okay, go ahead. You said an eye for an eye. That's the last thing I heard.
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
Right.
Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in the Old Testament, it says, mess up. You take my eye, I'm gonna take your eye. But in the New Testament, it says, don't do that. So it said, let all vengeance come from the Lord. So let me ask you a question. Law. I mean, are we still on?
Hold on. Repeat yourself, cause he's shooting. He's running macros, bro. You said an eye for an eye. You said what about the law?
All right, so that's Old Testament. New Testament.
These dudes is always in war when we trying to talk, man. This is so annoying, bro. I'm trying to listen to you, bro. Like you said it's an eye for an eye, and that's the Old Testament.
Right.
But what about
the New Testament was. Okay, so
man, this dude is crazy.
and when the Pharisees asked Jesus Christ about it, basically he says,
Oh yeah, this dude's cheating, bro. He's running macros, bro. Hey, so you asked Jesus Christ about it? What?
So you already know. So what's the difference between? Oh, so let's compare the ham, the pork to an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Okay.
And your experience.
What was your point about the eye for an eye, though?
Eye is it. In the Old Testament, it says don't do it, but in the New Testament, it was changed.
Okay. Now let's hold on. Let's go over the account, right? Because
No.
we're gonna read it because you don't understand the context of what Christ is saying. Christ is not, because you know it's a sin to change something in the law, right? Let me read you something. Hold on, let me read you something. Christ never sinned, right?
It's in the add or subtract. In the add or subtract.
Hold on. Did Christ ever sin? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so now let me read you something, and then we're gonna address your eye for an eye situation. A lot of people quote that incorrectly, right? So here's what it says. So here's the book of Deuteronomy. It's an infinite war, man. So hard to speak and talk. Okay, so here's the book of Deuteronomy, right? Chapter 4 and verses 2. It says, Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God which I command you. So you know it's a sin to add and take away from the word, right? You can't add any commandments, and you can't take away any commandments. You can't change commandments. You know that's a sin to do that, right?
All right, so let me ask you a question.
Hold on. I'm asking you, right? In Deuteronomy 4 and 2, it's in the law. It's a sin. Christ never sinned, right?
That's what the book says.
That's what the right. So now let's go over the account because you misquoted this.
Right.
You're trying
so
to prove
let me ask
something.
you a question. Can I ask you a question?
Wait,
Can I ask you? No. Can I ask?
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
But I want to prove this.
Were there things added or subtracted from it?
No.
Oh, so you don't know about Constantine?
Well, that's another topic. Hold on. Before we get into that, that's why I want to finish. I want to answer this, right? Because we can get into Constantine because I know all about Constantine as well. But we can get into that next. But let's finish
but you
this.
Change the Bible, though, right?
We'll see. We'll see if he changed the Bible. We'll see. I'll prove that. He didn't change the Bible, right? But here.
He changed the Sabbath day. Huh?
Hold on, sir. You keep trying to go to a different topic. I'm trying to address your eye for an eye. You keep wanting to go somewhere else.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm trying to get you
to
focus.
I'm done talking to you, bro.
See that? All right. Well then.
I'm done.
It is what it is.
I wish you the best. May the good Lord bless you.
All right. Well, it's still a sin to eat pork. Since you didn't want the answer to this question, if you keep eating pork, you're not finna make it. That's what the Bible says.
I'm gonna tell you something. Okay. Sometimes
all right.
Check out of your own eye.
I don't eat pork anymore, sir.
All right, but there's a lot more than eating pork, bro.
Right, and I follow those.
Good Lord ain't gonna do it.
All right, man.
Take care of yourself. Bye.
All right. Terrible, man. Okay, y'all. Sorry for that, right? So as you can see, right, I know it was really, really loud in the first place, gunshots and cars and stuff. It's like we couldn't really, it was kind of loud, right? But as you can see, when we were understanding each other, right, I'm trying to address the eye for an eye, but the dude's like trying to change the subject and go to Constantine. And I'm like, hold on, let's address this eye for an eye. And then when I start to address, he's like, I ain't got no time now, and he runs away and leaves, right? So I didn't get to give the sense, right? Which means he wasn't sincere anyway. But I'm going to give the sense, I'm going to give the edification of this right now that I didn't get to give when I was playing, right? So I'm going to make this very, very short, okay? And I'm going to show you that what he's saying is completely incorrect because he's trying to use, Christ, he changed eye for an eye, right? That was the Old Testament to the New Testament to justify we can eat pork now, but we couldn't in the Old Testament, but now we could do it. Completely incorrect, and I'm going to show you that right now, right? I'm going to make it fast, right? So here's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 2. It says, Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God which I command you, right? So it's a sin to add or take away or change commandments in the Bible. You cannot do that. That's a sin according to the Bible, okay? So now here's the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. It says, For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that we should follow his steps. Verse 22, who did no sin. I'm going to repeat that again. Who did no sin. Okay? Neither was guile found in his mouth. So Christ never sinned, right? So if it's a sin to add, take away, and change the Torah law, the commandments of God, and it says that Christ never sinned, that means that Christ never did that, right? Now let's address the eye for an eye. Okay, I'm going to make it quick. It's the book of Leviticus chapter 24 and verse 19. It says, If a man cause a blemish in his neighbor, as he hath done, so shall it be done to him. Right? Verse 20, breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Right? As he hath caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. Right? So our Torah law says, right, if you go around punching people in the mouth, right, it's justice and you deserve to get punched in your mouth. Right? That's our Torah law. Right? An eye for an eye and tooth for tooth. Right? So now we're going to go with Christ said. It's the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 38. Right? It says, Ye have heard that it had been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. So Christ is quoting Leviticus when he's saying this, what we just read. Verse 39, But I say unto you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. Verse 40, And if a man will sue thee at the law and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. Last verse, verse 41, And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain, meaning go two or go double, right? So is Christ changing the law? He said, hey man, you heard it was eye for an eye, but I'm telling you, if somebody smacks you in the cheek, give him the other one to smack, right? If he wants to walk with you, is that what? That's not. This is. I'm gonna show you what this. We're gonna get the context of what he's saying, right? Okay, so we go up to verse 1. Verse 1. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and he was set. His disciples came unto him. Verse 2. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying. So the context of what he's saying here, right? He's gaming up his 12 disciples, right? Teaching them all the customs and everything, the Hebrew, everything, the law, statutes, committed to Torah law. He's gaming them up, right, to be high-level instructors, because he's sending these people out, right, to teach the nation of Israel, right? Because at this particular time, the nation of Israel, right, all of the Jews are all in these Greco-Roman customs and coming from Greek and Rome and all that kind of stuff, right, in context. So what Christ is doing, he's teaching and preparing them for scoffers and haters and naysayers and all this, right? So when Christ says, right, if someone smites you on your cheek, turn to him also, right? That sounds opposite of what Torah says. But what it is, it's a metaphor. He's teaching tolerance. When you go out to teach the scriptures to our nation, you're not going to get people. Everybody doesn't say, oh man, okay, let me write that down. And all of them, whoever's there, 100 people they all say the same, oh, let's write that down because we're going to obey it. We would love that, right? But that's not how it goes. You get what I'm saying? It's usually 60-some people, 60, 70-some people are going to be like, man, that was written by man, that was man. No, it don't. It never said that when it did and all that kind of. So he's preparing them for scoffing. He's teaching tolerance against scoffers and haters or people who don't understand the scriptures. Because what happens if you don't have tolerance? When you're teaching the Bible, these people, because all teachers are coming, like I said, from Greco-Roman customs, are going to be like, oh man, well, okay, it does say that, but how come I heard of Leviticus when it said, or in the book of Genesis, and that don't make sense to me. What happens if, oh man, this dude don't understand. You go off and you just run to somebody else. Nah, but you didn't even gain the fish. You was fishing. You didn't even catch the fish. You didn't gain no souls. So Christ is teaching, I keep saying it over and over, he's teaching tolerance. If somebody wants to walk a mile, is he saying, oh, I walked a mile and man, we did it and my legs is tired and okay, well, hey, let's just walk 2 miles. No, that doesn't even make any sense. Meaning if somebody wants to go into the scriptures with you and they haven't said, oh man, screw this, but they're kind of asking questions and he's walking the mile with you, keep going, stay consistent, don't give up on them, don't quit on them, just stay consistent, teach Torah and give the sense so that you can bring him back into the fold so he can repent and he can stop with all that Roman and Greek stuff and all that kind of stuff that they came from. See what I'm saying? That's what it was talking about, right? So it wasn't Christ never was changed no laws, none of that. He's teaching tolerance against scoffers and naysayers and people that don't understand the biblical text. Okay? Now, if anybody has any other questions, feel free to comment or ask, whatever the case is, man. But that is the correct sense of the Bible. This NT slaps in our mouth. You dig?